What's up everybody, The Destroyer here, and I'm back with more coverage of the 1v1 August 2015 tournament hosted by GameReplays.org, the 16-player elimination tournament. And this is Game 1, Round 1 from Otto, also known as Archangel, versus Altairian. Alright, Round 1, Game 1 of Otto versus Altairian. Here we go. So, Otto, also known as Archangel, is Isengard in the bottom right, and his opponent today is Altairian as the Goblins in the top left. Of course, on Fords of Isen II. And this should be interesting, hopefully. Maybe a short one. Seemed the replay was pretty short, so just putting that out there. But yeah, looks like both players going to get their economy rolling, of course. Getting a couple of furnaces. Altairian has chosen War Chant as his power, and Otto has not chosen a power yet. So we'll see what he gets. He is going for a clan setting, which is a good choice, so you can start getting Wildmen, possibly upgrade to Axe Throwers, which are pretty beastly as well. Goblins, of course, going for the Goblin Cave, and putting his third tunnel down south instead of closer to the fort. So possibly that won't be spotted or destroyed. That'd be kind of useful for him, I would imagine. And the third furnace going up for Otto over here. Not quite in range of the fortress though. So if it does get attacked over here, I don't think the fortress will be able to save it. So he will have to rely on his men to do so if he wants to do that. Wildman of Dunland being brought out by Otto. So that will be useful to start getting the spam going there. Altairian sending a battalion of goblins across the field now. Undoubtedly has more queued up. Yes, he does. So they will begin harassment very shortly. And as you might imagine, goblins, being one of the best teams for harassment, are very, very powerful. This patch, especially, the goblins are super powerful. So that's the thing. I'd almost say if any player who actually got goblins randomly probably has an advantage if they know how to play them. If they're very pro, which most of the players in the tournament are very good indeed. As you might imagine, Creebane being used to weaken these goblin warriors who have been war chanted. And these Wildmen of Dunland doing a good job of killing them. And it seems he will actually save this furnace quite easily, which is a good save indeed. And then he can use his Creebane to scout, of course. And he will see there is a spider pit on the field now, beginning to produce spiderlings. As well as the Goblin Cave with the Goblin guys as well. Warriors, of course. He is keeping his Wildman of Dunland in whole ground stance to make them a bit more tanky. They still do more than enough damage to kill the Goblin Warriors, as you see there. So that is a good thing to keep in mind. Stances are important in Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02. And in all versions of Battle for Middle-earth in general, I think. Because, of course, if you're in aggressive stance, you will be taking more damage regardless of what patch you're in. And you will actually get armor boost from being in old ground stance in all patches as well. It may vary from patch to patch, of course. Spiderlings being brought out should do fairly well, I imagine, against these Wildmen. As they are meant to counter swordsmen. Although they are a bit better at countering cavalry as well nowadays. I don't think Isengard will be bringing any of those out anytime soon, of course. Do have some crossbows though. Crossbows are very useful. And actually the army of Otto is looking pretty fierce at the moment. He does have 3 battalions of Wildmen of Dunland and some crossbows, as where the goblins don't have a whole lot. So Altairian definitely needs more troops. He does have a lumber mill over here. Otto continuing to keep the pressure up. He has sent some pikemen out. I'm guessing pikemen would be good against the spiderlings, since they're good against swords. Those are technically not swordsmen, so they should be helpful for countering that. Also, these, I believe, do more damage to structures. Probably not than the Wildmen, I'm not sure. Of course, Wildmen can be upgraded with torches, though. That would make them very powerful indeed. And Altairian is definitely not looking to be in the best position ever, as he's got a very large Isengard army on his doorstep. He's been pretty much unable to do any harassment in this game, as Otto has just been completely, like, balls to the wall aggressive in this game. This crossbow is doing a good job of picking up these spiderlings. But spiderlings are not very strong against arrows, so they should kill them. But I mean, they are doing no. They are actually enough. Spiderlings actually overwhelm them. So that is a thing. Spiderlings having to fight their way through wave after wave of guy, though. And it looks like they will fall to these wildmen. Although not before taking a lot of them with them. And Otto continuing to push up. Warchant going down on some Goblin warriors. Creebane being thrown above them, though, which does significantly reduce their armor and damage. So, of course, pretty much negating the Warchant. I'm not entirely sure how close it negates the Warchant. It may completely negate it, or it may only partially. Not sure. Spiderlings running into the porcupine formation there. Doesn't seem to slow them down, though, as the cavalry. Cavalry gets slowed down by porcupine formation, though. And Otto is going to get a nice pickup here, destroying this lumber mill. And we got half-troll swordsman. Interesting. So Fisher was thrown down to help deal with these guys. And he opted to go for these, which are a bit stronger in this patch as well, I believe. I believe they were buffed or something. Maybe their cost was changed. I'm not sure. I think they were a bit better. But they are dropping like flies because there is just too many guys from Otto over here. He does have a very defensive wall of guys, and he has these wildmen just being very aggressive. And of course the crossbow is doing a lot of good damage. And more wildmen and pikemen on the way. Otto looking to put huge pressure on his opponent, Altairian. Altairian struggling to keep up his troop production well enough to actually fight off Isengard. It's not every day you see Isengard player out-spam a Goblin player. But it is happening here in full effect. The Wildman summon is being called from Archangel or Otto. I'm just going to keep calling him Otto for the sake of his name is Otto in the game. And that makes sense. There is a few Goblin warriors here, but nothing these Wildmen can't clean up. The Wildmen, of course, taking on the fissure. Going to get this very crucial tunnel here. Once you start losing these tunnels and around your fortress, you're pretty much in a lot of trouble. And once you rebuild them, they actually won't be as good as they were before. Of course, I don't think he's going to get to rebuild them, as Otto is just pushing forward and being very aggressive. He's going to also probably take down this Goblin cave here, which will almost cut off troop production entirely, except he will still have one in the back here. He does have a battalion of Goblins. Is that going to be enough? He's actually not using the poison blades either, which is a big mistake. Poison blades, you need to be using poison blades. That is very crucial. And it is not every day you don't see a player not use poison blades. As I think it would be doing a tremendous amount more damage. The poison blades is actually very strong. So always use those when you can against enemy troops. Otto does have some torches upgraded on his Wildman Dunlin there. And as you see here, they will do a massive amount of damage to this tunnel. And he will also be getting resources. See all those +1s? He's making bank. It's not a ton of money, but it does add up over time. Putting them in defensive so he can't actually slaughter them. There you go, the poison blades has been activated. About time, I would say. Goblin's trying to be a bit of a aggressor here. Attacking 2 furnaces at once. He is going to take this one. It's a nice pickup for him. He did get that one past half health. Although Otto's still a force to be reckoned with, he does have a large army of Isengard over here. I say large loosely, because it's not really large, but maybe for the stage in the game it is kind of large. 4 battalions is nothing to scoff at. Half-troll swordsman there again. So he has rebuilt the fissure. Trying to get some half-troll swordsmen to do some dirty work. Warchant going down on them. They are tanking the arrows nicely, but they will be falling. They are carving through these crossbows pretty nicely, though, with the Warchant on them. Of course, melee units up against crossbows is always going to be effective, as they're not really meant to tank. They're just meant to stand in the back and provide cover fire, but They are killed there. It's a combination of the torches and the crossbows. Both of his goblin caves are actually in ruins there. All he has left is his fissure, which is unfortunate for Altairian. We do have a berserker now out from Otto, and that is not good for him at all. We'll probably seal the deal even. I can't imagine this game going too much longer. This will be a short one, like I said, but I will be uploading both games, of course, on the same day, so to make up for the shortness. And Altairian has been defeated. So there you go. Game 1 goes to Otto or Archangel, whatever you prefer to be called. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a short one, like I said, but we'll see what happens in Game 2. So I will see you there.